Let me ask you one question. Do you know how many Earth-like planets are there in our Milky Way galaxy? There are 4,306 confirmed Earth-like planets. But it's not possible to travel many light years away from our planet, and conditions are extremely harsh on nearby planets. So we have to save this one as there is no planet B. Hello everyone, this is Jaideep Shah and I will be discussing on sustainable transportation technologies. At the Sustainable Development Summit on 25th September 2015, UN member states adopted 2030 Agenda for Sustainable Development, which includes a set of 17 Sustainable Development Goals to end poverty, protect planet, and ensure that all people enjoy peace and prosperity by 2030. Sustainable transport is fundamental to the progress in realizing the promise of 2030 Agenda for achieving Sustainable Development Goals. My topics are related to goal number 11, which is sustainable cities and communities, goal number 12, ensure sustainable consumption and production, and goal number 13, take urgent action to combat climate change and its impacts. Let's discuss about Paris Agreement. The Paris Agreement is a landmark environmental accord that was adopted by nearly every nation to address climate change and its negative impacts. The Paris Agreement aims to limit global temperature rise well below 2 degrees Celsius and to pursue efforts to limit the temperature increase even further to 1.5 degrees Celsius. If we don't take any action, then the global temperature rise will be 4.5 degrees Celsius at the end of year 2100, which is shown by blue color line. With currently nationally determined contributors, it will reach up to 3.5 degrees Celsius. That is not good enough. That's why we must follow 2-degree pathway, right? Which is shown by the green line. India had signed Paris Agreement in 2017 along with more than 180 nations. Decarbonizing transport is proving to be one of today's major challenge for the global automotive industry due to many factors such as increasing greenhouse gas and particulate emission, rapid oil depletion, issues with energy security, and dependency from foreign sources. Till date, 9 countries have planned to ban on sale of new petrol and diesel cars by 2030 and 2035. One of the most important areas of sustainable development is sustainable transport. The most commonly used definitions for sustainable transport includes environmentally sustainable transport system, and process sustainability for the transport system. Todd Littman indicated that sustainable transport system is one that limits emission and waste within planet's ability to absorb them, minimizes consumption of non-renewable resources, reuses and recycles its components, and minimizes the use of land and the production of noise. Nationally determined contributors of India include safe, smart, and sustainable green transportation network. And one of the key topic is EV policy, which is FAME, faster adoption and manufacturing of electric vehicles. This policy gives big boost to electric cars. Objective: promotion of electric and hybrid vehicles in the country by offering upfront incentives on purchase of electric vehicles and by establishing charging infrastructure. We are currently in phase 2. This policy will support 10 lakh E2-wheelers, 5 lakh E3-wheelers, 55,000 E4-wheelers and 7,000 electric buses. About 2,700 charging stations will be established in a grid of 3 by 3 km. Outlay of rupees 10,000 crores over next 3 years. But if the number of electric vehicles increase in few cities very rapidly, then it will create problem during peak demand. So we need to focus on charging electric vehicles from renewable resources. My first topic is solar powered electric vehicle charging. Global trend indicates that both EV and solar industry has witnessing exponential growth over the recent past. India plans to add 100 gigawatt of photovoltaic capacity in coming years. I have been attending Elecrama exhibition since my college days. Many national and international companies have demonstrated their electric vehicles and technologies over there. During my visit to Elecrama exhibition at Bengaluru in 2016, I found demonstration of solar powered charging of EV. I was very happy to see that. That concept is not new, but there is a huge scope for charging EV from renewables for developing countries like India. One Japanese automobile giant demonstrated solar-powered EV charging station in way back 2010. 90% times our vehicles are at standstill condition, right? So we can charge it from solar power. I would like to enlighten you all about vehicle to home. In case of electricity emergencies and peak demand, we can return electricity back to our smart home. It will save your electricity bill and it might become source of income for you in coming years. Those cars must have bidirectional power electronic converters and they can make power grid more reliable. Let's compare annual greenhouse gas emission by fuel type for 20,000 kilometers. Case 1. Gasoline vehicle emits around 4,240 kg of CO2 equivalent, 9.6 kg of NOx and 0.7 kg of particulate matter. CO2 equivalent means CO2 along with other greenhouse gases also. Case 2. When we charge EV from grid, which is thermal power station, it contributes around 1,400 kg of CO2 equivalent, 2.5 kg of NOx and 0.6 kg of particulate matter. But if we charge EV from renewable resources, it contributes 0 kg of CO2 equivalent, 0 kg of NOx and only 0.18 kg of particulate matter. This one is the major advantage for sustainable transport. Let's discuss about my second topic, the fuel cell vehicles. Fuel cell powered vehicles have range rating of 500 km. It takes only 5 minutes for refueling. And hydrogen fuel has higher energy density as compared to electric batteries. Hydrogen is the lightest gas in entire universe. It is 11 times lighter than the air we breathe. And we have advanced material for manufacturing cylinders which stores pressurized hydrogen. Today, due to advancement in technology, hydrogen has become easy to transport and store. There are 3 types of hydrogen: grey hydrogen, blue hydrogen and green hydrogen. So why colors? The colors act as useful markers for showing how the hydrogen was produced and allows government, businesses and communities to evaluate their downside compared to advantages of clean and zero emission products. Green hydrogen is produced from 100% renewable resources such as solar and wind. In green hydrogen, we take energy from sunlight, wind and provide it for electrolysis process. Hydrogen's great versatility allows it to be used in those consumption niches that are very difficult to decarbonize, such as heavy transport, aviation and maritime transport. So my perspectives for sustainable transportations are: we need solar power charging stations for electric vehicles, not only for 4-wheelers but for 2-wheelers and 3-wheelers also. Second, we should check possibility of integrating existing solar power with EV fleets. Third, vehicle to home. It will be playing very crucial role in coming years for sustainable smart cities. So try to purchase EV with bidirectional power flow capability. We need thousands of hydrogen fueling stations in coming years, and we must consider life cycle assessment of those technologies. Along with technologies, we need sustainable communities also. So use solar energy as much as you can. Drive on sunshine, thrive on sunshine and survive on sunshine. My last message is: anybody can protect, anybody can conserve and anybody can become eco-warrior. When we rise, temperature doesn't. Join the countdown. Thank you everyone. Jai Hind.